couple up with the muscle pains and all that.
Arthritis in a layman's language is the inflammation of the joints of the body.
It is important to understand that following a bite by a female Anopheles mosquito, it will take 9 days for you to develop symptoms. It cannot happen within 2 days or 3 days, as some people would be afraid and they would be concerned about.
Me and my mom take breeze walk 2 or 3 times a week.
And how do you feel afterwards?
12, 13, 14.
The geology of Nigeria is characterized by sedimentary rock formations prevalent in the south, while basement complex rock formations are found majorly in the north and central parts of the country. Oshongo local government area of Benue State is located within the north-central zone and has predominantly features of large outcrops, which are basically extrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are scattered unevenly throughout the landscape, giving the whole landscape a rocky outlook. Also on Oshongo Hills are relative occurrence of metamorphic rocks such as marble, slate, quartzite, which can be used decoratively in buildings and sculpture. It was at Oshongo Hills that the Tiv race fought and won the war which brought about the birth of the Tiv nation.
On this piece, you see some footprints, and these footprints indicate that it was a meeting place for our traditionalists. And in those days, the entire Kwande Oshongo that was known to be called Kupo was their meeting place. This was their meeting place. And until even today, some of their sensitive things that they want to discuss and look into, they come to this place so that they will find a quiet place to sit and discuss and also remember their old days.
A good view of Oshongo Hills gives an impression of a ring of plateau with the Oshongo town right in the middle of it, a natural protection there.
Information is power.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the news at 7 on AT International. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Walter Naji. First, the headlines. President Buhari pays host to the Nigerian community in London, says nation land borders will not be reopened in a hurry. The federal government works out modalities to set up legal framework for franchise administration. Plus, correspondent examines production of world's first ever plant origin anti-snake venom vaccine in Nigeria. Many thanks for being with us, and we'll begin by telling you that there are very strong indications that the federal government is not in a hurry to reopen the nation's land borders, partially closed since August last year, to check smuggling activities. President Muhammadu Buhari, who dropped this hint while playing host to the Nigerian community in London, however, maintained that the action was not aimed at punishing the country's neighbors. Here, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo with a report.
Amongst those representing the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom at the interactive session was the reigning world heavyweight boxing champion, Nigeria's Anthony Joshua, who made a symbolic presentation of his 4 belts to the Nigerian leader. President Buhari used the opportunity to appreciate members of the diaspora community for making Nigeria proud in their various fields of endeavor, as well as significantly contributing to the nation's economy through their remittances. The president thereafter brought his guest up to speed on his administration's genuine efforts at taking Nigeria to the next level in fulfillment of pre-election promises. The closure of the nation's land borders, for instance, he said, was in furtherance of government's commitment towards securing the country and stabilizing the economy for a sustainable future.
My aim of closing the border is not to punish my neighbors, but to take stock of what we need to do economically and security-wise, to stop coming direct, to stop coming armed, among others, to be in charge of our country. We found out the farmers were celebrating and were asking me to keep the borders closed. In fact, I warned the governor of Central Bank. I said, if he give a cent to anybody importing food, me and him, we can produce what we eat, and that we are doing in Nigeria, and we don't regret it. We are saving hundreds of millions of dollars, for importing food. Some of it I know is fraudulent.
The president also promised to sustain efforts at ensuring that the nation's assets illegally taken away by those who do not mean well for the country are fully recovered and effectively utilized for public good.
Anybody that is caught, we will make sure that he is tried, no matter how long it will take for him, and whatever belongs to the public, we get it back.
Speaker after speaker at the event described President Muhammadu Buhari as a godsend to Nigeria and promised every support and assistance to the nation's upward trajectory for greater tomorrow.
This is one head of state or president that Nigeria will never and must never forget.
So thank you for continuing to sacrifice for a country that everybody says is doomed.
And hopefully by the time you leave office, it will be difficult to go back to our old days.
If there's anything that you guys need me for, I'll stand up for Nigeria, for sure.
The president is doing a lot, and all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of religion, must unite to support this president so that he can lead us to the greatness that we all desire and deserve.
What next after this kind of engagement with the president?
Oh, they're all interested in investing in their country. We need a platform to make that happen. Nigerians in the UK control over £100, million economy, billions that can, we need to work together. So we pass the message from Mr. President. Let's work together to build a Nigeria of our dreams.
President Buhari is in London for the UK-Africa Investment Summit starting on Monday. From London, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is also committed to his promise that no part of the country will be allowed to suffer under his administration by ensuring that all nooks and crannies of the land enjoy the dividends of democracy. And Minister of Niger Delta, Senator Godswill Akpabio, made this known during the inauguration and handing over ceremony of Nduetong Ibiako and Urun erosion control work. Kelvin Samuel was there and now reports.
Many years, the cordial relationship between the people of Nduetong Uku and Urun was put on hold owing to the damages caused by erosion in the area many years ago. A situation that had taken a number of houses, destroyed business activities, and had left residents living in panic, not knowing what tomorrow might bring, until the day God took the senior assistant to the president on Niger Delta affairs, Senator Itanan, through the route, where he vowed to make the sufferings of the people known to the president, which marked the beginning of a new era to the people of the area.
Before now, we had a very terrible experience. Terrible in the sense that the movement of people from Nduetong to Ibiapuran down to Itu was very impossible. And there was issue of people, cow falling into the gully.
Before this project is commissioned today, this road, the whole of this area was totally inaccessible.
I really appreciate the effort of the Mr. President for having deemed it fit to recognize this community with this laudable project.
The Minister of Niger Delta, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and other stakeholders while appreciating the effort of the federal government in ensuring that all the parts of the country, irrespective of religion or party affiliations, are properly carried in the scheme of things. Advise the people to take charge of the project by ensuring proper maintenance to avoid further damages.
Let me underscore the present administration's determination to continue with the implementation of all genuine government policies and all genuine agreements and contracts at both national and international levels in this next level of governance.
That I will take through the hill, through that back portion, through the bush track, and come up here, because these are the people that President Buhari and I protect. It doesn't matter whether their road is good or not.
We just focus on the communities to protect these projects by keeping the drains clean all the time.
The project was thereafter inaugurated and handed over to the people of the area. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
And to other matters now, the federal government is to work out modalities to set up and strengthen the legal basis for the franchise administration being administered by the National Office for these. Among other plans and objectives the ministry hopes to achieve this year, which are essentially focused towards energizing the Nigerian market and economy for job and wealth creation. He said most franchise that comes into Nigeria comes with a lot of baggages and therefore needs proper regulation. He commended NOTAP, an agency under the ministry which has been able to establish and check the franchise in a manner that it develops local content and create jobs.
So we want to strengthen that legal framework of franchise types of regulation so that every other franchise that will come to Nigeria must be able to adapt, to local content, in such a manner that it will comply with the Executive Order number 5, provided that virtually whatever contract we're going to do in the country now, it should have some local content to ensure that our engineers, our experts, are given the necessary support, to also exhibit their skills and talent.
Regarding funding research and development results for commercialization, the minister said the ministry will be exploring the option of engaging venture capitalists.
So we are going to focus in 2020 on this interface, with commercial ventures, with very non-patent holders, to ensure that we commercialize these findings in such a manner that the industry will benefit.
And now to other matters, as global warming and its attendant consequences continue to take its toll on the environment, a collective engagement of the general public is needed to stem the tide of fire outbreaks in Nigeria. Controller General, Federal Fire Service, Liman Ibrahim, said this at a forum in Mina, Niger State. Doi Dia reports.
It was a gathering which brought together eminent personalities, most of whom have excelled in their chosen career, away from the euphoria of connecting with former classmates and friends of the College of Arts and Islamic Studies. The control even behind a military uniform to take up the traditional paraphernalia, all in a bid to drive home his message. With an unimaginable records of fire outbreaks between the first quarter of 2019 till date, the Controller General wants cogent steps be taken on adequate sensitization of the public, especially on fire prevention and emergency response mechanism.
What we witness or we are witnessing of the recent is because of the climate change, and this is all over the world. What I advise members of the public to do, know the telephone number of the nearest fire station to you.
Presentations of plans for outstanding and exemplary leadership added glamour to the event. Doing Dia NT News.
Now, it has a unique sweetness that carries away the mindset of its consumers, but it's a cane that holds the key likely to be the driving force of nature. Abdullah Ahmed takes a look at sugarcane and the need to harness its potentials for the sustenance of future technology.
If you decide to call this corner of the street an epicenter of sweetness, you are right. It is one of the many spots where sugarcane undergoes special treat for its fans to savor its crystal juice. And just like the flies, not giving up in taking their own share, the street kids are all over the place waiting for the leftovers. But the hundreds of hands that prepare the sugarcane for trade are engaged in revolving the economy, while those whose business is to consume it often get lost in the euphoria of its taste.
It is a known fact that in part of the country, if you are consuming sugarcane, your words are not taken seriously. But enough of that, let's talk sugarcane seriously now.
Nigeria stands as one of the biggest producers of sugarcane in Africa, with more than 500,000 hectares of wetland suitable for its cultivation. But what is more interesting is that the country is busy chewing and wasting all the bits and pieces of the byproduct of sugarcane, with one of it being described as the oil of the future. To put the issue on the front burner, I met Professor Idris Bogaje, a chemical engineer who majored in processing waste from sugarcane to ethanol. He told me that Nigeria is capable of becoming self-sufficient in the production of sugar, while utilizing all value chains associated with sugarcane.
Let us establish small industries to process integrated. You produce the sugar, you produce ethanol, you produce baker's yeast, you can produce energy out of it. I have visited the largest sugar factory in Africa, located in Sudan, a place called Sinar. That sugar industry is not only producing sugar and other products, it is also generating enough electricity to serve the entire region because of the large volume of bagasse that is produced. All you need to do is you burn it in boilers, generate steam, allow the steam to rotate turbines, and you have electricity being generated.
Going by the submissions of the professor, these men of honor who give their all to make ends meet are certainly oblivious of the fact that they are trading on a gold mine. They even have to pay Abubakar Garba 500 naira daily to help them dispose the gold, which for them remains a garbage. But until the research is carried out by the folds of people like Professor Idris Bogaje see the light of the day, the potentials in sugarcane in Nigeria may continue to remain in the garbage, with people like Abubakar Garba collecting stipends to dispose. And you know what? The future starts now. In Kaduna, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTN News.
Thank you, Abdullahi. Now moving forward, snakebite envenoming or poisoning is a major public health problem in rural communities worldwide. Now, for more than 100 years now, the mainstay of primary treatment for snakebite has been the administration of antivenom. However, the potential of antivenom treatment has been limited by its availability and affordability. Justin Bemoye reports that Nigeria is on the verge of producing the world's first ever plant origin anti-snake venom vaccine. However, the obstacle has been funding to complete the process.
Snakebite is one reptile attack that kills fast with its dreaded venom, requiring urgent medical attention for victims to survive. The World Health Organization's estimates show that about 5 million snake bites have been recorded, and 2.7 million of them develop to clinical illness, which leads to between 81,000 and 138,000 deaths each year. But it is even more worrisome in Africa, where there are indications of scarcity of anti-snake venom. It is even striking the case of Nigeria, where WHO says there are reported cases of 174 snake bites per 100,000 population every year. Records have shown that carpet viper is responsible for 90% of bites and 60% of deaths, and to an extent, the African cobras and adders have also proven to be the cause of mortality and mobility. Just recently, after 24 years of painstaking and intense scientific research, Nigerian scientists from the Africa Center of Excellence in Phytomedicine Research and Development, University of Jos, came out with a breakthrough on the first ever and only plant origin anti-snake venom vaccine in the world. This medical feat has successfully passed through the first phase of the preclinical trials of the pilot project, which have been concluded. Now what is left is to face the last phase of the clinical trials for subsequent commercialization.
I am made to understand by the researcher that 200 million naira is required for the phase 1 clinical trials. The phase 2 clinical trials will also require close to 400 million naira. The phase 3 will require even much more.
And that is where the challenge of the breakthrough lies. Funding is not available to complete the almost finished process and result of the most sought-for broad-spectrum antivenom vaccine in the global market, with the target of it being readily available and affordable.
Because this is a great opportunity if we are able to commercialize it.
Professor Dan Azumi Ibrahim is the Director General, National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP. He is worried about the foot dragging in funding the innovation, and he is skeptical about the researchers sourcing funds from foreign organizations, with a fear of someone else taking the credit of the Nigerian indigenous technology.
Where we are right away is we want to start administering it on human beings, that is the clinical trials. And they need about 600 million naira for that. And there is no way a drug would go into the market without conducting these clinical trials. Unfortunately, there is no any institutional framework to provide that funding. So we have opportunity, but I don't know really where we are going to get this money. We've been trying outside the country, some organizations are showing interest. But the danger is this is our technology. If we are not careful, somebody will take it and begin to milk us out of it.
Key players say this is the clarion call for Nigeria to rise up to the challenge and pride ourselves in the science and technology sector. This is to take a spot on the world map in this giant street of achievement, which the experts say will not only be a relief for the snakebite menace in the African sub-region, but also a source of economic boost. In Abuja, Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria. Stay tuned for more news after this break. Stay with us.
That channel you watch just now don't waka. No panic. No panic. You go do it by yourself like ABC. Yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation and go to reset and press OK.
Press OK.
Wow.
Now you say fit cut all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes. Make your go for no loss. You see as I do, Abi? See as I do.
Go TV. Live it. Love it.
And I see as we do.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
Good to have you back with us. Now, corruption has been identified as a major enabler of Nigeria's underdevelopment. Tackling electoral corruption might just be the right step in the right direction in changing the tide of Nigeria's socio-economic trajectory. These were the submissions of speakers at the public presentation of a book titled Nigeria, Corruption and Opacity in Governance. Unveiled to the public in Abuja, Olushe Adiagbo was at the event and further in this report.
Every electoral exercise in Nigeria inspires hope in the people. Unfortunately, some of these expectations dissipates as soon as the election dust settles down. Experts are however insisting that checkmate in the last days that sometimes characterize the electoral exercises in Nigeria is inevitable if realistic progress is to be achieved. The question then is, who is to be blamed for corruption practices in Nigeria's electioneering, and what will it take to have a corrupt-free exercise in future electoral conducts? A book titled Nigeria, Corruption and Opacity in Governance as events advocate for a wide circulation of the book, especially for the younger generation, given the educational benefits it provides in enriching readers' knowledge. Given the feat of publishing this book, the third in its collection so far.